an autumn of mellow fruitfulness and interest rate rises. Or at least that's what the Bank of England was signalling only a few months ago. Then we were asked to chew on the probability they could go up in the spring, just before the general election. But today the bank's chief economist gave us the nod that interest rates probably won't start rising till, well, next autumn, a year away. So what Andy Haldane said to businessmen in Kenilworth at breakfast was, put in plain English, I am gloomier, and therefore interest rates could remain lower for longer, certainly than I'd expected 3 months ago, without endangering the inflation target. So for Mancunian borrowers and savers, is this good news or bad news?
Good news, because it means the mortgage stays nice and cheap on the variable rate.
Well, it's bad news because we've no mortgage, so I've savings and I want the interest rates to go up.
The point is that growth isn't what it was in China and may get worse, and in the Eurozone the economy seems to be sliding back into intractable recession, which could slow down our recovery and means inflation is highly unlikely to become a problem. And another thing. The Bank of England's chief economist said something else pretty startling. He said the economy is enjoying ecstasy, rapid growth by international standards, very useful business investment. But he also pointed out that the economy is enduring agony. And what he meant by that is that living standards are still falling for millions of people. A former member of the committee that sets interest rates at the Bank of England warns it may be dangerous to delay the rate rise.
The fundamental issue that they face is that they reduced interest rates to very low levels in the financial crisis and now need to gradually raise them. If they don't do that gradually, then they may find they have to raise them more sharply in the future, and that's the big risk.
Though there is another view.
It's a question of balancing risks, and the risk of tightening too soon, the damaging consequences of that, far outweigh the dangers of waiting a little bit too long. So even if you erred on the side of waiting a little bit too long, it seems to me that the costs of that are much lower than the costs of going too soon.
So here's the chilly forecast. Our summer of recovery is drawing to a close, and what the Bank of England fears is an economic winter that drags on and on. Robert Peston, BBC News.